Turn to page 107 in your student books. We have been using different components from the Foursquare template to help us develop deeper word knowledge. In Unit 1, we worked on the Foursquare with examples using the word interfere. We talked about interference in football and humans interfering with bats' habitats. In Unit 2, we introduced antonyms or opposites. We used the word fragile and talked about antonyms such as unbreakable and sturdy. Look at our center square, our center circle. We have the word mortal. Mortal means subject to death or will not live forever. I want you to go ahead and fill in that center circle with the definition of mortal. Let's fill in examples of beings that are mortal. Can you think of any? I thought of Castor, Leda, dog, human, boy, and girl. Let's fill in the antonym square. An antonym means the opposite. What is an antonym for mortal? Immortal. Let's fill in the synonym square. Synonyms are words that mean the same or nearly the same as another word. With your neighbor, brainstorm possible synonyms for mortal. I thought up human, earthly, fatal, and deadly. Now turn to page 108 in the student books. We are going to be filling in this Making Connections map on page 108. I want you to fill it in as we go over it. In Gemini, the twins, we read about different cultures and how they interpreted or explained the constellations in the sky. These explanations were myths or stories about how the stars got there. These myths were then passed down over generations. What is a story that explains how something came to be? A myth, and we wrote myth in the center circle. A myth is an explanation of how something came to be. It is a story that is passed down over generations. And so diagonally to the left above that, we're going to write story. What are other words for stories that are not true? The legend of Jabaria was one of those. Tall tales, folk tales, and legends are examples of stories that are not true. Myths serve to answer unanswerable questions from many centuries ago. For example, why are the stars in the sky and why does the rooster crow? Are myths true? Are they helpful? But they are entertaining. So we're going to write entertainment in the other circle directly diagonally above myth. What is something if it is entertaining? Movies are an example of entertainment. What are some movies that you have seen that are based on myth? I thought of Thor, The Lightning Thief, and Clash of the Titans. When we created the map for the word scientist in Unit 2, we talked about the word ending that means the study of. What do we use at the end of the word to mean the study of? There are people out there who study myths. What is the study of myths called? Mythology. In mythology, there are two cultures whose myths are more commonly studied than any other. They are Greek and Roman. Much of the Greek and Roman mythology is centered around gods and goddesses. So beneath mythology, you're going to write Greek, Roman, and gods and goddesses. Such as Thor, the god of war in Norse mythology, Neptune, the god of the sea in Roman mythology, and Nike, the goddess of victory. Now that we have completed this mythology branch, we know that mythology is based on many gods and goddesses. When a specific group of people believe in many gods and goddesses, that is called polytheism. Let's use the branches to help us remember what polytheism is and how it's related to mythology. So, if polytheism is the study of many gods, it is a belief in many gods and goddesses that control elements of nature and life. If you had come across the words mythology, story, entertainment, and polytheism in isolation, you may not have made any connections between the words, but they are all connected to myths. This map helps us make connections and understand how words are related to things we already know. This will help us create a deeper understanding of words. You have learned that a complete sentence must contain a subject and a predicate. We have used questions to expand this basic sentence structure. In Lesson 5, we expanded the basic sentence, Jack asked. In this lesson, we are going to focus on asking only one additional question. What did Jack ask? He asked a question. Whenever we include the answer to this question in a sentence, we have provided a direct object. We have included information about the direct object that received the action. You are going to work with basic sentences from Gemini the twins and write a new sentence by adding the answer to this question. Turn to page 109 and let's look at the instructions for Part A. Fill in the chart for each sentence using the question from Masterpiece Sentences. Write subject, predicate, or direct object to indicate the sentence element that was added to complete each sentence. Let's do the first two together. Ancient people invented. What did they invent? Constellations. And since it's the what did they do it to, that would make it a direct object. Number 2, farmers used the stars for planting. Who was it that did that? The farmers. And farmers is our subject. I want you to go ahead and finish the rest of the activity independently. Look over the answers to page 109, Part A. Do you have any questions about the answers? Now let's look at Part B. Add a direct object to each sentence. The question after each sentence provides a clue. I am going to read the sentences and questions aloud. You are going to work with your partner to complete the sentences by writing answers to the questions on the lines. Number 1, the boys played blank. What did they play? Number 2, after dinner we watched blank. What did we watch? Number 3, each morning Bill and Beth run blank. What do they run? Number 4, my mother painted blank. What did she paint? Number 5, the students asked blank. What did they ask? The questioning strategy that we have used for comprehension and sentence expansion helps us determine the function of words in a sentence. It can be extremely helpful with words that can function in different ways. Consider the word star and the work we did with the multiple meaning map. In one meaning, the word refers to a famous person. In this meaning, it is the naming word or noun. The star of the hit movie will be interviewed. Another meaning refers to acting or performing in a show. When used this way, it is an action word. One of my favorite actors stars in the television show. Now we are going to do a brief time to climb activity, determining whether a word is functioning as a noun or a verb.